Alrighty, what is going on, guys? We are back with another trade recap video. Today, we ended up taking a trade on the S&P 500. We ended up hitting all of our TPs. Pretty solid trade overall, to say the least. So, we'll drop it down to the hourly. Our daily bias for this was a very bullish market. So, let me rewind this. Okay. So drop it down to the hourly. This is before market open today. We see an hourly bullish fair value gap right here. We have an hourly order block marked out by this blue horizontal ray. So like pre-market thought here. Let me get a candlestick. Okay. Pre-market thoughts. This is about like pre-market when I start looking at the charts. So we create this hourly fair value gap right here. We push down to like the halfway mark. Was it half? No, it wasn't like halfway. But we push down there. We create a low. And then for me personally, I would want to fully, okay, either we fill the 50% mark and then we can look for an entry there. Maybe take out a low inside of this. Or we end up filling it all the way. We wick this order block right here, and then we go up. And what ended up being the case, we'll drop it down to the 15-minute here. We created this 15-minute low at pre-market. Sorry. So we created that 15-minute low pre-market, and then we ended up going down. We ended up sweeping this low right here. Wait, I'm going to replay this a little bit more. Okay. Drop it down to the 1 minute. So we have this low right here. Market opens right here with this blue candlestick. And I mean, yeah, there's fair value gap right here. It gets respected. But we need to sweep this 15-minute low. And then that would be like me starting to look for longs. So we end up sweeping the low right here. And we get a good reaction from it also. We end up just wicking it. So at this point, I look for an entry for longs. And let's see, what was that? Not too sure. Well, I haven't entered yet. And I mean, honestly, this order block, though, I'd want to, for more confluence for the trade, I just want to go down, tap it, and then go up. That didn't happen. But let me put it on the 1 minute. Okay, so we're already in the trade at this point. Okay. Now we're on the 1 minute. There we go. Okay. So we have the 15-minute low right there. We end up sweeping it. We'll just let this play out. We chop around the low. And then we end up making a fair value gap right here. And we get a, let's see, we were still, okay. So yeah, we broke, there's a red line right there. Right here, we ended up breaking 1 minute structure with this candlestick. And after we broke 1 minute structure, then I look for a fair value gap to enter on. We create this 1 minute fair value gap right here. And it gives us a good reaction. I mean, we fully wick it out the 50% mark. So, I mean, we enter right here. Stops just below these lows. And yeah, I mean, you could have put in your stops at the bottom of the fair value gap or even at the bottom of the order block. But we put it below these lows, which I feel like is still a pretty safe stop. And then we're targeting these highs right here for TP1. I mean, TP1 was a 1.48. And then TP2, these highs, 1.89, and then TP3 was all the way at a 2.3. And all TPs ended up getting hit. As you can see, though, we were in some drawdown, to say the least. We almost got stopped out. Look at this, guys. Okay, this is why stop losses are so important. Because we had equal lows right here. And we set our stop loss barely below. And if you can see this, right, price came down. I'm not going to go to each individual price, but candlestick. But yeah, those are 3 equal lows right there. We had both of these, and then price came down, tapped it again for the 3rd time, and then ended up reversing. So I thought we were getting stopped out right there, but we ended up not getting stopped out. So that's why you got to stick with your trading plan as well. Because I mean, stuff like that will happen all the time in trading. And then we're still in some drawdown. This fair value gap does get respected though somehow. And right here we have a nice push up, and then we're back down, fair value gap, and then we go back down, fair value gap, TP1, TP2, chop chop, and then yeah, TP3, and then after this will be good to look at too. So yeah, that was a solid trade. We made like 750 on that trade. I'll put profits up there. But after that, as we can see, I was done for the day. And then this isn't until like noon or something today. And by that, I don't take a trade past 11. So yeah, we end up barely missing the fair value gap right here, and then we see just an instant reaction from that to the upwards. But you know, I wanted to fill the fair value gap more, so it comes down, does a little bit of chopping, and I mean, it wants to fill the order block more. My bad. So yeah, it does a little bit of chopping right there, and then I even marked it out because like it was such a free play, but I don't trade at this time. So I mean, and this is like the only fair value gap that was. I mean, there's a little one right here, but it didn't ever give a good reaction off of it. Like right here, marked out this 1 minute. You see the solid reaction from it. You'd probably enter around somewhere right here. You put your stops below the lows, and I mean, you just target the highs because like we're already in a bullish market structure, and we're tapping into a 1 hour order block, and we never in the 1 hour bullish fair value gap was respected as well. And I mean, this thing just went like it went all the way up to these highs up here that I marked out. And that's where you could have set your final TP for a 6.2 hour play. So yeah, if anybody caught that, that was crazy. And I mean, as you can see, there's no drawdown. Like right after you enter off that fair value gap, it's just straight upwards, a little bit right there, and then final TP gets hit. Like beautiful trade if anybody took that, but I was not trading at that time. I'm happy with the trade we took though. It was a solid trade. Almost got stopped out, but we didn't. So yeah, that's really all to be said. This trade was taken on the 18th, by the way. You guys will see this on the 19th. If I take a trade tomorrow on the 19th, you guys will see that video the next day. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next one.